and we're gonna get a tour of her, ice cream truck. Can you hear that? In the next 10 seconds, you're gonna decide whether or not you wanna watch this video, so it's my job to get you as excited as I am. We're gonna go backstage to the opera to meet another makeup artist named Denise, and she's gonna give us a tour of her makeup kit. We're gonna talk about actors of all skin tones and some of the best colors for their skin tone for the stage. We're also gonna talk about sweat-proof makeup, actors with acne and sensitive skin. Pretty much it's all of her favorite products and how she likes to use them. So if you are an actor or someone interested in makeup, or you just think musical theater people and opera people are cool, then you should watch this video. Also, I'm gonna tell you why my hair is in this weird 80s ponytail. But that's at the end. You gotta have something to look forward to. I know, nail biting, right? Hi, I'm with Denise here at the Leisure Center for the Arts in Walnut Creek. And we are here in the makeup and hair area. What's the biggest mistake or misconception people make with stage makeup?
That it has to be really, really strong. It doesn't. You've seen what's walking out of my chair. There's full highlighter, lowlighter, but it's not, it doesn't have to look like someone punched you. I've seen people at San Francisco who were new do things like put dark black brows on a blonde. It should still, look like it grew on the same head as the hair.
For sure.
I've been a makeup artist for 40 years. I was with Festival Opera for 20 years. I've also worked at San Francisco Opera for the last 35 years and a lot of other places, but primarily opera. What I have is very much geared toward theatrical makeup.
I studied more for film, and so Denise has been teaching me her theater hacks. So this is her kit. In my musical theater videos that I've done backstage, you'll notice a lot of the actors have their own makeup, but in opera, for some reason, we end up doing it a lot for them. Is that always the case? Or
it's mostly the case. It depends on the company. Some small companies, the singers will show up and they'll say, "Oh, you get to do your own." But in general, opera is such a fantastic world. It's more exaggerated, and the houses tend to be larger. Like at somewhere around 500 seats, this is considered a small opera house. San Francisco Opera seats 3,200 people.
Oh wow, that's huge. I've been there. I was in the top. It was like, whoa.
Yeah. In the shows I design, I tend to use Revlon Colorstay because singers sweat. They just do. They're under heavy lights, and they're wearing a lot of costume, which is usually made out of very durable and heavy fabrics, so that they hold up for production after production, like wool, like upholstery fabrics, like silk, and they just get warm, poor little stinkers.
And what's nice also you mentioned about Revlon is if they like it, they can easily purchase it themselves.
If they like it, they can purchase it themselves, and it comes in almost every color of the rainbow. As far as the contours go, this is mostly colors from Kryolan that I've dropped into one of their palettes. This may be a MAC Vanilla.
So you have a lot of Kryolan, MAC.
This is all mostly MAC eyebrow colors. I think this is this is some independent I picked up somewhere because I wanted grays. This one, for instance, Saddle. It's a MAC eyeshadow color, and it's the best one in the world for redhead eyebrows. It just works.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Saddle?
Saddle.
That's good to know.
I think they still make it, actually, which is unusual for MAC. Usually if something is good, they discontinue it. You can see some of these I didn't remember what they were, but I have some ruses that I dropped in, and most of them are MAC, but there's a NYX Amber, which is a color I like. This is full of all kinds of different ruses, Ben Nye, MAC.
They're very bright. So would you use these bright ones mostly on people with darker skin tones, or do you ever use those on Caucasians?
No, this is, my ethnic kits are back there. They're bright because stage lights tend to wash out the color, and stage lights tend to be primarily washes of ambers, pinks, and blues. Most of them are more in the warm orangey tones, because when those blue lights hit and the blue component is pulled out by the lights, the rest of the rouge is like neon. You have to kind of know what works under stage lights. So it's a slightly different color palette than you might use for film. You want these warmer colors. You'll notice that none of these this one's a little gray, but most of these are more warm and yellow than they are gray. This,
I remember you told me about this
yeah,
palette.
this is Carity, which is a brand that's only present online. They don't have any brick and mortar. But the prices are insane and the quality is so good.
And like, I think
This
they have
palette
no
was
animal testing and stuff.
no animal testing. A donation of a certain amount from every palette sold goes to animal shelters. You know, they're a very responsible company. But also this palette was $24. That's insanely cheap. And these colors are really good. It's really hard to find highlights. Like this one's too white. That's the reason this is here, is because I can blend it with others. But this highlight is perfect for people of color. This is another Carity palette, which is the same one, only, now this is no good for stage. Glitter and mica and shimmer all looks like they're sweating. But these are some gorgeous warm colors that would be great for ethnic actors. Yeah, see, that's Max Black. But these are all colors from Krylon. And they're, you can see they're various shades of brown, so that depending on the shade of the person I get. Same thing here, they're all very warm shades. You can see where that would be good on someone who is really dark. You know, because you don't want to put.
No. What is a good blush and lip color for men? Like just an average, do you have a favorite go-to?
I have a couple. Unfortunately, this one's not being made anymore.
Okay.
It's Max Chili.
But it gives people an idea of the type
Yeah,
of
you're looking for something in a kind of a bricky color.
Yes.
This one is NYX's Amber, which I also like very much. This one's called Desert Coral. It's a bit strong, but if you went easy, see, it's very much in that family.
And what about lips? Do you have a lip color?
I prefer not to do lips on men. If I have to, I'll use Max Retro.
Okay.
Which is actually what we're using on the church elder ladies. It's a nice warm neutral. I decanted it so that we could make little individual paquetos. I would do it very sheer for men. I'd paint it on and then blot it almost the hell off. But I find that I think painted lips on men are a little more effeminate than I want them to look.
Yeah.
I'll often give them Carmex or lip moisturizer if they want it, because they do get very dry on stage, singers, but mostly I prefer not to. I use this as a primer, usually on men, just pure aloe vera gel. Well, this is 99% pure. Normally, the one I would use is this brand because it's 100% gel. This one is just in case we burn ourselves with a curling iron or cut ourselves or something. You know, I just like having it around. But for primer, I like to use this Fruit of the Earth 100% gel. And I just put a thin layer on the skin, and you have to let it dry. It doesn't have any alcohol. And I discovered quite by accident that once you've done that, you can use spirit gum over it. And the spirit gum will hold. In fact, it was sideburns, and the gentleman had a very fast change with a tight shirt over his head. Those sideburns didn't go anywhere. The reason I did it was because the gentleman had extremely bad skin. Just
Like acne?
acne, a lot of breakouts and rough skin and irritations. I find that it makes a good, barrier between skin that tends to be sensitive and the makeup. And because it liquefies after it hits enough water, it makes it easier to wash the base off. So I was just thinking in terms of trying to give the poor man's skin a break. It turned out that it made a great barrier between him and the spirit gum as well. And it made it easier to get the glue off him at the end of the night. I ended up giving some to some of my colleagues on that particular show, and we had some young guys, and one of them had bad acne, and the lady who used aloe vera on him found that his skin was clearing up by the end of the run.
We have our little schedules.
What I did was I came to a rehearsal. I have a kit with one of every color that Revlon makes, and Q-tips and removers. And I swatch people till I find the color that I want that matches them most closely, and then I can write it there and not have to sit here going, what color were you again?
Yeah. Is anything about the brushes?
Well, there's a set for each person. You can see.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can see there's names. Yeah.
She's doing the leads, and I'm going to be doing more of the ensemble.
Well,
so.
What you have is like what we call in opera is comprimari. You might call it second banana in musical comedy. What it is it's a whole town, and Susanna and her brother Sam are kind of the outcasts, and a traveling preacher, which is Phil Skinner, Olin Blitch, comes to town. and the events that happen because of that. So the whole community revolves around their church. The people you're doing are the 4 elders of the church and their wives, and they're kind of the people who run the town.
We're not doing any age makeup to make them look older?
No, they're not. Elder doesn't mean that they're older. It means like like a deacon. Yeah, like a deacon.
I love this. I need to get myself a box like this so I can organize everything.
It's fishing tackle.
Yeah.
And I love this one because it had enough compartments that fit all the pens.
Here are some wigs that we're using in this production and a few other products in Denise's kit that we didn't talk about but I think are definitely noteworthy. Krylon fixing spray. The actress holds her breath when it's sprayed on and she uses a fan to get the extra fumes away. MAC Prep and Prime. Krylon mini palettes are compact while still holding a wide variety of colors, great for on-set work. Breath mints are always a good idea for both the makeup artist and performer. Hand sanitizer. Extra cotton balls, Q-tips, and tissue. 99% alcohol. This is a simple matte eyeshadow palette from Ulta that has a great variety of colors. I also love these MAC cream eyeliners in dip down brown and low lights. It also comes in black. Also, here's Denise's blush palette for darker skin tones. I didn't show it earlier because the audio quality wasn't the best. Okay, the moment of truth. Why does Gwyneth have her hair in this high ponytail and this green scrunchie? Sexy, right? Well, 8 out of 10 times my hair dries in the prettiest curls. When I get out of the shower, scrunch it with Curls Rock and put it in a soft scrunchie in a high ponytail. Sometimes I do it before bed, and so then it lays flat like this against the pillow, and my curls are extra bouncy, and I have a little volume here at the root. So that is why my hair is up like this, because it is in the process of drying for today's excursions. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a ton. Please consider subscribing. I am a hairdresser, makeup artist, actress. My videos are all over the place, but mostly related to hair, makeup, and theater. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.